My name is Melissa Desravines, and I am the Director of Financial Aid and Business Services. And I am here today to speak to you about funding for your theological education, as well as providing you with information for financial resources. So first, let me just congratulate you on this big step, and I'm hoping that Union will allow you to fulfill your theological journey. So I'll start first with financial aid, cost of attendance, financial resources, as well as financial aid procedures, so that we're all on the same page. By now, all of you should have already received your financial aid letter. And I've been answering a lot of questions regarding the budget. So I just want to walk you through how the budget is derived and how that relates to what you are receiving regarding your funding. So the budget that you see on your financial aid award letter is strictly that. It's the budget that's based off of the cost of attendance, and it is not customized by student. It is a standard cost of attendance that is used. The only difference that is going to fluctuate within the line item would be housing, and that information was inserted into some of the financial aid back letters that were sent out, I want to say after May, and that is because if you start in September, then your housing is going to remain the same, or at least the anticipated budget will remain the same, which is the $12,970. But if you elect to start your academic year in October, then we will prorate that housing cost and it will reduce to $11,530. Everything else will remain the same as it pertains to the budget. So now let me just break down what that means. So your cost of attendance is pretty much made up of two types of expenses: your fixed expenses as well as your discretionary expenses. Your fixed expenses, which you will see itemized on your bill, would be, and the bill comes from the billing office, not the financial aid office. And those bills will be going out shortly. The fixed expenses include your tuition. It includes your student activity fee, the health program fee. This year, it does not include the meal plan, but it will also include the medical insurance. And the only time the medical insurance is not a fixed expense is if you have it waived because you were able to produce coverage through an external resource. All of the other expenses are discretionary. And what that means is we are anticipating that you are going to have to eat to live, general cost of living expenses, travel to and from. So that's why it is budgeted into your financial aid, but we do not control how you use those funds. Just keep in mind that yes, the budget is set for a modest level, and understanding that you are a student. But also keep in mind that if indeed there is a need for you to increase some of the funding that you have received, then there is a formal process that you can go through where you can request additional funding, but then that would also need to be accompanied by supporting documentation. So all of your awards that are listed on your financial aid award letter are applied first to your fixed expenses, and then any remaining will be refunded to you by the designated date. Now, when you do get your award letter, and I know the majority of you have those already, you have to review the letter as well as the financial aid fact sheet that accompanied the letter. You will need to sign the financial aid letter in order for those funds to be dispersed to your account. So if you have institutional funding, if you have student loans, those, with the exception of the institutional funding, it will not automatically apply. If you do not return a signed financial aid letter, then your loans will not be processed. For the loans that you have, you are allowed to make amendments to the loans. Typically, you're not allowed to elevate your funding because your funding is based or calculated on your need, but you can reduce or eliminate your funding, and you can indicate that on your financial aid letter and then sign it and then send it back to me, and that will suffice. In addition to financial aid funding that we offer, we also have obviously scholarships, fellowships, and assistantships. and it will depend on the program in which you are in. And by this time, all of that information will have already been communicated to you. Now, I just want to break down some of your options for financial resources if you are deciding to or electing to take out a federal student loan. If you're deciding to take out a federal student loan, the first thing that you have to do is complete the FAFSA, which for the most part, if you receive student loans on your financial aid package, then you will have already completed it. If you did not receive student loans on your financial aid package, that means that we did not have a FAFSA on file for you. The FAFSA is needed for you to be considered for the unsub loan, which is the loan that we go to first, and then to your Grad PLUS loan. The Grad PLUS loan, you are allowed to borrow up to the full cost of attendance, but there is an annual cap for the unsub loan, also known as the Stafford loan, which is our preferred loan because it comes at a much lower interest rate. But you will see all of that information already reflected on your financial aid award. In addition to the federal funds, we also have, for the emergency loans, we have a union loan. And if you're, for whatever reason, not eligible to participate in the federal student loan program, then we will consider you for a union loan. But the difference is there isn't an unlimited amount that you can borrow from a union loan. The union loan is usually between $3,000 and $5,000, with $5,000 being the cap. So the procedures, as I've outlined them, would be: you receive your financial aid award letter. I'm hoping by this time you've reviewed it. I've heard from a great deal of you, so continue to send me the questions. I want to hear from you. I want to make sure that you know what's going on and that you don't have any questions regarding your finances. Once that is done, please sign that award letter, send that over to me. And then if you elect to take out the loans, then the loans will be dispersed, meaning we will put them in, approve them, and apply them to your account a week before the first day of classes, or a week before you begin your term. So thank you very much for your time. You can always reach out to me at mdesravines, DESRAVINES, at uts.columbia.edu with any and all of your financial aid questions. And again, congratulations on your choice of selecting union. And we are so looking forward to seeing you in the fall. Thank you.